As a disclaimer, Monster Fuckers Anonymous is indeed about wanting to love and have sex with monsters, but we want to make things extremely clear from the get-go. The monsters we will be selecting will be sentient and able to consent. Not all of the chosen monsters will be sapient, but we will not be endorsing zoophilia or bestiality. Anthropologically, monsters all around the world, and media representations of them, have had many racial and sociological implications. We will be as transparent and ethical as possible, while also sex positive and mostly having fun.
Monsters. Creatures feared all around the world in folklore and myths. Terrifying beings such as the fiendish and frightening fae, demonic devils, sultry sirens, hazardous harpies, and countless chaotic creatures coming from crevices of every continent. As long as stories have existed, there's been one pressing question that has remained unanswered by scholars for generations. One powerful thought that has plagued our minds for millennia. Can we fuck these monsters? That is what we're here to find out today. Welcome to Monster Fuckers Anonymous.
To another fantastic episode of MFA, aka Monster Fuckers Anonymous, a show where we talk about monsters, we talk about all their lore, their media representations, and then we rate them on how likely it is that you and us can smash them. Because honestly, if we don't assign numerical numbers, how do we know things are good? Truly, our society is broken. I am your colorful creature consultant cleric, here to talk about monsters and invent weird and not really good scenarios as to what those monsters would be in a modern world. Should I do that? No. Will I continue to do it? Yes. But a one-person podcast would be absolutely boring. So my co-host, as always, the amazing, the talented, the tenacious, the troubadour of tentacle lovin', Joe.
Hi.
Every time it's this just I do this big intro and you just hi me.
Basically how this happens, and I'm not sure why you don't understand this at this point, is you start out high and then you come out the episode with no energy. Yeah. I come out with nothing and then I carry the whole episode.
You carry it? Okay. I'm not gonna get into this now. We have so much to do this episode, so I'm not gonna get into this.
We have a normal amount to do at all times.
Before we jump into the meat and bones of this episode, we have a little bit of announcements. One is that MFA is available on a whole bunch of new platforms, including Podchaser, which has reviews where you guys can leave written reviews for us, and we really would like to see your guys' reviews of the show. So if you guys leave a review, we may even read it on an episode, so that can be an incentive. So leave your reviews for us to read. And two is that MFA officially has a Ko-fi. So if you want to support the show, listening to the episode is way more than enough. But if you want to support the show more, you can always include on Ko-fi. And on Ko-fi, we have rewards on different tiers. And if we reach certain milestones, we'll be doing special episodes, like maybe a drunk episode of MFA, a live episode, dating sims, maybe episode reviews or show reviews of other stuff. So if you're interested in that, please check out our Ko-fi and help support the show. It's how we pay our editors, it's how we pay our artists, it's how we get new equipment, it's how we do all this to make the show better. But with that out of the way, Joe, do you know what today's theme is?
No.
No? Well, I actually didn't come up with a theme for today's episode. I thought we were just going to riff for a while. Wait.
Yeah.
Something is coming up from the stars. I think, holy shit, is that a wyvern? But someone's riding on it. Who could be riding on it right there? Is that game designer extraordinaire Scholastic Dragon, aka one of the
juiciest pussy?
The juiciest pussy I've ever seen? That's one of the hosts of Blurt of Mouth and creator of the Nameless Domain, Scholastic Dragon, aka CJ? Yes.
peeking from sunrise to sunset. It's your boy.
For everyone who's listening, I need you to know Kez is finally joining us for recording. Her head is in her hands. And this is only the start, baby.
Oh God, hello.
Yes. For the next 4 episodes, we will be having guests on the show to help talk about their interest and the monsters they want to fuck. And of course, CJ, what monster do you want to fuck today?
Dragons, baby. Dragon, baby. It's all about dragons, baby. It's all about the Mets dragons, baby. Let's go.
The Mets. This is such a chaotic opening. I'm so sorry for us.
I'm not sorry. Fuck you.
Why the fuck would I be sorry? This is my show.
This is my fucking show. This is my beautiful fucking wife.
All right, so let's talk about... So, CJ, you want to talk about dragons. Why do you want to talk about dragons? What's so interesting about them?
Well, to those that wouldn't know, I am the scholastic dragon, the harbinger of knowledge, and the biggest hater on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to pick something easy and fuckable and hot and sexy and with scales and with a lot of colors. As a person of color, I wanted to see myself represented in the things that we fuck. So I picked dragons, baby.
Wow. That's
Say something negative about it. Go on, Cleric. We're all friends here.
First of all, you're not the biggest hater on the internet. I will say that.
I'm the funniest.
No, not that
Not even
either.
on this podcast are you the funniest. That's crazy.
That is so... Oh, this is what we're doing?
Yeah.
This is what we're doing? I'm about to show your viewers for the next... I don't know how long your fucking episodes. I don't watch
why
this
they
shit.
should listen to Blurt of Mouth.
Oh, I mean, I was going to say why I'm funnier than at least one of you.
Yeah, Joe.
Cleric.
It goes...
Cleric.
It goes... In the terms of funny, it goes me,
It's
Joe.
Yes.
Literally a pile of
CJ,
shit.
then Cleric.
Zencaster itself, CJ. That is the level of funny.
And just like that, you crumble in my hands.
Oh my god, let's just get into it. We have 3 dragons. Because we have a guest this episode, we are going to be talking about 3 dragons. I have brought a dragon to the table, Joe has brought a dragon to the table, and CJ has brought a dragon to the table. They all vary from different ones. We're mainly focused on D&D today, which is, lovely. Sorry to everybody. I know, we're talking about D&D, absolutely abysmal. One of the worst games to exist. Please visit the co-sponsor us.
No.
Oh my god, I'm so lost in the sauce and it hasn't even started the episode really. But with all these dragons that we have to dive into, Joe, would you want to start us off today?
Yeah, of course.
All right, you know what? I don't want to talk to Joe anymore. CJ, do you want to start us off? No. All right, Joe.
See, guests don't get to go first. Okay?
Right. Okay.
I will be talking about blue dragons, the wonderful, vain, chromatic beauties. Vain and territorial, blue dragons soar through the skies over deserts, preying on caravans and plundering herds in the verdant lands beyond the desert's reach. A blue dragon is recognized by its dramatic frilled ears and the massive rigid horn atop its blunt head. Rows of spikes extend back from its nostrils to line its brow and cluster on its jutting lower jaw. As the dragon ages, its scales become thicker and harder, and its hide hums and crackles with static electricity. These effects intensify when the dragon is angry or about to attack, giving off an odor of ozone and dusty air.
So, Joe, I'm not really seeing why I should care about blue dragons.
Uh-huh.
I mean, because, blue dragons, cool, I get, but, their tougher older brother or older sibling, the red dragon, or, green dragons are tricksters, white dragons are just, vicious and, primal. That can be, I don't remember what black dragons are, but what do blue dragons bring to the table?
So, what blue dragons bring to the table out of the little array that we have going on, we have our good dragons, we have our, fancy other gem dragons that just came out. Not as new, not as special. But we need to have the evil, mean bitches of the dragons also involved in this conversation. And it's fantastic to start off the top because blue dragons, not only are they beautiful, they also live in the desert, which you love hot places. They are sort of the oasis of a desert space. They also 100% terrorize and use the entirety of a desert as a lair in which they trick people and eat their asses. But they also covet valuable and talented creatures, which I'm reading off of the D&D Beyond, whose service reinforces their sense of superiority, and also in well-protected lairs with their trusted servants, as well as people that they value as talented and beautiful and artistic. You will be very well kept, as well as they love anything that looks valuable. A lot of intrigue in it for blue dragons. They also, personally, I don't know about y'all, I love thunderstorms. I love lightning. Lightning in deserts is a beautiful, not something I've personally experienced, but something that's just like an amazing sort of natural feat. And something, if that even matters to either of you, they're also great parents, is another sort of fact about blue dragons that it's just for some reason in there. But I'm not complaining. It's awesome.
So, again, my first thought comes to mind just out the blue. One is, why do you think I like hot spaces? Is it because I'm Hispanic?
You've literally said that you cannot handle winter at all. You're a pussy and you hate ice and snow.
That is true. Number two is, like, again, I think you've brought, Joe, you've brought to the table another Mean Girls, like Regina George. You've brought Regina George to the table for the ninth week in a row, the ninth episode.
Yeah, and are you telling me that you don't want Dragon Rachel McAdams?
Yes.
Okay.
This is exactly what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Joe,
I've said my piece. What are your questions for me? Like, where should we start this debate?
Because, like, again, like I said, you've brought Mean Regina George, and like she's gathered powerful people to hang out with her, but she's just going to. I say this every episode, I think, and it's just like she's gonna beat you up.
Is that a problem?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a problem per se, but I'm just saying, like, that's not everyone's cup of tea.
I mean, very fair. I'm not pro Blue Dragon, but, I'm also not going to kink shame impact play.
Yeah.
All right, we don't kink shame on this show, except on very...
Except you right now.
You're the kink shamer. So I will...
You know what, I take it back. I kink shame everybody. You know what, I will shame your kink. You're weird.
So we've got the kink shamer and the Regina George lover. And, I feel confident standing among you two with your tastes.
So, CJ, as sort of the dragon expert of the entire D&D community, this is a fact.
Yes.
Where are blue dragons on your sort of radar? Like, what is your experience with chromatic dragons?
So clearly I've had sex with every single type of dragon there is to have been in existence. Obviously. As everyone would. You can just assume that.
Yeah.
I like to think that blue dragons, I think they're fine. I've never really thought about blue dragons in a way. What's funny is that they're blue. And I say that because you can usually... Yeah, it's fucking hilarious, Cleric. It's fucking hilarious. Laugh about the color blue. You said a pun earlier, right after Joe was speaking, in which you were like, out of the blue. And I laughed about that. I thought you were funny. Now let me have my funny moments, Mr. Bitch. Yeah, that's right.
What the fuck?
Become the ground that I walk on. No, that's a reference in general. I'm not going to explain it right now. But the thing about blue dragons is that it's interesting because they subvert your expectation of the fact that they're not actually cold. They're lightning. And they live in deserts. So everything that you like, in looking at a blue dragon, you think to yourself, wow, I'm about to have me a cold and wintry night that Cleric would not have fun in. And then you're having impact play and having lightning all over your room. It's just like, it's like when you meet a very tall and beautiful buff half-orc and you find out that they're submissive and breedable. It's the best of both worlds. And I respect that. But blue just isn't, like, my number one. It's not my go-to.
So you wouldn't lock in blue? Like, blue would not be your number one?
I wouldn't lock in blue. And that's not necessarily of lack of their ability of being hot, sexy, powerful, subverting tropes, sexy beasts. It's simply not my cup of tea. Blue's my favorite color, but I like red flags.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you... So I want to put it on record. CJ, Scholastic Dragon, Scholastic __ Dragon, Scholastic whatever on every social media.
It's just Scholastic and an underscore.
You, as my friend, who always gets on my ass about people having red flags, characters, other sorts of monsters having red flags, are now saying, in terms of dragons, you like red flags.
I would prefer red flags, yes, because... as we'll find out later, I had to make a very hard decision today of whether I would pick 2 different variations of the color red. And that's it. Because red flags, red, my comrades, is the most beautiful color that we can paint upon our imaginations. And blue is not red, as I'm sure that you know.
What the fuck are you talking about? Okay.
Anyway,
so
you said something that we can't dive into until we get to later in the episode, but I will bring it up again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna keep this in the base edit, but there are 2 kinks that I'd like to, potentially 3, but 2 specifically that I want to bring to the table here and just like have a small discussion about it. First of all, how do we feel about sort of the concept of, I guess, mistress play or whatever, as well as electrocution?
Okay, you started off with something that typically I know about, and then second, you got to, I'm not getting electrocuted. I really don't need to get tased while I'm, like, naked.
It's a very controlled amount of electricity. It's not you literally, what is it, Stanley Milgram program? Like, it's not that type of shit. The guy that, is it the Milgram? He, like, basically pretended to shock people, and the higher that you went, oh my god, I can't explain this right now.
It's that scene from Ghostbusters. I got you.
All right.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I believe you.
Then why did you agree? Why did you?
Because I don't like to drag on about things that I don't know about. That's not my lifestyle.
We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about when you're older.
Yeah, the fuck?
So, CJ, first of all, let's ask you first. What do you think about Mistress Play and electrocution? How do you feel?
So, as Mistress Play, or as I like to know it,
it's
slave play.
It's really racialized, yes.
As I like to call it, slave play.
Yeah.
No. That's my stance on it. It's not something that I would want to do, especially because it's racialized. To those that can't see me, as in literally every fucking person on this podcast, your views are about to tank after I say this, but I'm black. So with ease, I do not want not really anyone to be having that sort of power over me. I do not need to be transported back to the days in which racism was openly okay. It's still pretty okay now. But that's not what I'm for. But if that's someone else's thing, I respect a good power dynamic. It's cool to release power into someone else's hands. That's just not going to be me.
Yeah, when you put it like that, genuine, like, I prefer if it's like more dom sub than like I do everything you say, mistress. I clean for you, like, because even in, like, if people don't know, there's like the BDSM quiz that was a big thing in the past, and some of those questions were like, would you like cook and clean for somebody who is like your mistress, or like see things online that are like that? And I'm like, that makes me uncomfortable. I don't mind like doing things that are like, I don't mind doing bottom things, but that is getting to a place where it's like, I don't need to do all that.
That's male wife things.
Yeah, and we gotta be. I still want to be like cuddled afterwards, like kind of energy. So, see, Joe, what about you? You brought this up.
I mean, I love it. So that's it. Like, do love the concept of, I don't know, like, in general, as someone that has problems with being overly controlling in my own life, being able to give a beautiful, hot, giant woman that is blue, and also has the power to electrify me or whatever. Honestly, any woman that could kill me is someone that I would just put my life in their hands. So
valid, honestly.
Yeah.
And when it comes to electricity, like I said, I'm not trying to get tased while I'm naked.
It's not necessarily. It's like controlled.
It's not like tasing.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
putting
like little jolts of like sensation.
I'm not putting on like a shot collar while we're doing it, and then she has the remote. And just like, I'm down for pain. I'm down for pain, but
it's just a different variation of pain.
Yeah.
I just don't want a taser anywhere near me.
No, I mean, fair. I mean, it's a dragon, so there's not going to be a taser. But like, I hear you, and I accept your answer.
You don't think it's like really sexy, and then after this, we're gonna go into the rating because this is a whole thing.
Yeah.
You don't think it's sexy if like a woman, like we'll go into the CEO sort of thing. This like beautiful, huge boob, blue haired lady. She has huge boobs. She has like long, really beautiful blue nails, and then she just like has you in her office, and she's just like, your performance has been amazing, like, whatever, your fucking sales are so good. and she just like runs like her nail against your arm, and there's just like a little bit of static electricity.
Okay, that's hot. No.
There-
That's
yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
That's 100% hot. But like when you just say electricity, I'm thinking like someone's bringing out a cattle prod and it's just like zapping me. And it's like, do a little dance. Zip. It's like, how is this hot for anyone?
I'm sure someone.
There's someone
Probably.
out there. And listen, if you're listening to this podcast,
Their name
Live
is
your
Joe.
life.
You're
Let's
valid.
go to the scale, everybody.
so we're doing the Papa scale, which again is starting off with P, which is possibility. How possible with both their personality and their location and their anatomy is it possible to have sex with this monster? I'm gonna be real. I'm going to give this a 4.
Okay.
I think given if we're taking the fantasy setting, they're in a giant desert and it's very like a vast desert that you have to find their territory and get discovered in it. That's already difficult. B, it's a giant dragon, but still they can shrink down, they can polymorph, so that's really not an issue. But then C, you have to have talent and what they deem as talent. So if they deem talent being like best at League of Legends, I'm not anywhere near that. I'm not touching that game, so there's no way I can have talent for that. So she's not even going to look at me. So you have to have talent they desire. And so that's what makes it real tough. So I think a 4. Joe, CJ?
CJ.
No, yeah, deserts suck. Deserts suck. You're not gonna catch me in a desert. I mean, you might raise a number considering adult / no, I think it's ancient dragons can change their form to whatever the fuck they feel like. But that's all another thing. I don't have. I agree. Yeah, 4's fine.
Joathy?
I think it is certainly close to 4, but I almost want to say closer to a 5 than a 6, just because it's very much the chance upon kind of thing. If you're just lost in a desert, or if you're in for whatever reason the desert and you get picked up kind of thing, 50-50 chance. At all times, if you're in a desert, 50-50 chance you get picked up by a blue dragon lady that electrocutes your dick. So 5.
Okay. All right. I'm not. I don't hate that. I don't hate it. So next, we're moving on to attractiveness. So attractiveness is how, just with both their personality and their physical appearance, how attractive this monster is to the 3 of us. I'm giving this an 8. Blue dragons are hot. I'm gonna be real. Like, I know I talked a lot of shit. Again, I talk a lot of shit about a lot of monsters, but objectively, in both their draconic form, like the blue scales, the large sides, the wingspan, like the winged head, plus them being polymorphed and their personality when polymorphed, or even their personality in general being just like talent scout, CEO, dom mistress vibes, is hot as fuck to me. So I'm giving it an 8.
I'm gonna give them 5.
5? Okay, why is that?
5. See, so as a dragon connoisseur, a devourer of dragons, as you will, I don't really like the horn in the middle of the face, because really, realistically, when it comes to all of these dragons, there's only about like a handful of things that differentiates them other than color. Blue's cool. It's not a sexy color to me. But like the horn in the middle of the face isn't quite like, it's not doing it for me.
Gotcha. Okay. So then, okay, that's pretty fair. Horn
It's
in the middle.
extremely misogynistic. Okay.
How?
It's not. This is my girl. She's a 9. She's perfect. She's huge breasted.
Again, you are making up these own descriptions for her.
No, look at her fucking chest, dude.
I think that's dragon chest. I just think that's dragon
I think all
chest.
dragons have big titties.
Exactly. I'm gonna say that all of them have big titties.
Wow, change your D&D lore. All of you guys who have D&D lore about dragons, all dragons must have big titties now. That includes the men, the women, and those who don't identify.
They're all women.
All right. That's subjective.
Really? No.
That's my fantasy.
That's fair.
Audacity. So also as a reminder, the lower the audacity, or the lower the score, the more audacious it is. And the higher the score, the less audacious.
Yes. So how possible it is to get with this monster. This is a 3. Like, again, we talked about it. They're in a desert. They're also, you have to have talent for them. And so you have to have a real confidence that A, you have talent, B, that you can stick with it. Like, you have to really work on not only yourself, actually, we never talked about this in a positive light, or a little bit less. I think I got to talk about it in a little bit more positive light. Is that you can, if the blue dragon is in search of talent or search of skills that you can be of use to her, then you have to really work on yourself. And so it's like a form of self-improvement, a form of I got to be better for her. And that could be a good confidence booster for yourself and to make sure that you are being the best you can be, because you want to be the best for her, because that's what she
You're gonna
seeks
work hard
in you.
to please you.
Exactly.
Nice,
So
nice.
if we turn it around to be a more positive light, which she's evil. Well, she's evil. Just because she's evil doesn't mean that she can't be positive. Evil is subjective. That means it can be more of that way. That can be looked at more positively. Which means I think I will give this, for audacity, I'll change it. I'll give it a 5. I think a 5.
I don't like, you really got to be a high value NB to get with this dragon. And you know, that's something that I respect, but that's not something that I aspire to be. I do not want to place my hopes and dreams and my betterment of myself into my partner's hands. That's weird. That's not something I want to do. And I respect someone. I don't respect anyone that wants to do that. Fuck you. Actually, let me rephrase that. Get help. Help from the gods. Pray. Pick a god, pray, get some goddamn help. I'm not putting my betterment in the hands of a high value seeking, beautiful, big breasted dragon woman. That's not what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna fail every time. And not through any fault of my own, but I'm gay and depressed.
That is true. That is very true.
And that's not on me. That's between me and God.
They are very depressed.
Truly. Preach.
So what's your score?
Fucking 4.
Fair. Give it to you.
Wait. Yes, I think I got that right. Yeah. 4.
I was gonna say 3, y'all.
All right.
Ooh, okay. We did all this work to make your monster look good. We did all this work to make your monster look good, and you know, moving on. Parental acceptance.
No, absolutely. It is. You have to be some kind of motherfucker to approach this. You are me running into the desert. Like, that's. I hate the desert.
Are you purposefully running into the desert for the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Just had to make sure.
All right. I changed my score to 3 then. Fuck it.
I changed it to 2.
I mean, is it what we tried to be positive and
yeah, no, I thought Joe was gonna come out with a 5. Yeah, no, never mind.
Yeah, fuck that.
I tried to be nice.
Fuck it.
That's my fault.
We'll be mean.
That's on me.
Yeah,
That's
remember,
on you. It is on you.
Everybody, remember, in 2022, we're being haters, and that's what we should strive to be.
Yeah.
I didn't start just this year, so y'all keep up.
Now we're moving on to parental acceptance. It is how likely our Christian immigrant parents would accept us bringing this monster home. And that I would actually say as a 7. And here's why I'll say that. Because if you're bringing her home, that means you're already at least moving to either a friend, like if you're either fucking or friends with benefits or whatever it is, their status of relationship, you're at least bringing her home.
You're moving in.
You're moving. We're making moves. We're making money moves. So that means you've already have some talent to her. It's already going to be, and she's going to show that off. She's like, I love your child, Cleric, because they have this, and this.
He's a little bitch boy.
Yeah, they're my little bitch boy. But they also have this talent that really like shines through, and they're going to talk about you in such a positive light. Your parents can be like, wow, your partner really does love you. It's like, no, I'm just being of use to them. But if we're just going for parental acceptance, that's perfect. So I think that's actually very high. I would give it a 7.
So fun fact about CJ, I am not an immigrant. And my dad's dead. So I think that I could get a solid, I think I can give this a solid 6. I think my dearest mother would want me to be happy. And would I be happy with a capitalist? Maybe. The answer's probably not. And what would my dad think? I'll ask the urn.
Every time, baby.
We never miss an opportunity. Let's go, dad. Let's go, dead dads. Let's go, Mets. Yeah, a 6. 6 feels fine. There's a lot of possibilities with this.
Capitalist to capitalist, my parents see an opportunity in anyone. You know, if you talk to any Korean first-gen immigrant, they're like, they make money, they have benefits, get out of the house, move in, get married. We don't need to see you anymore. You're good. So I'm on the same page as you, Cleric. I think this is not perfect, but not necessarily the worst thing. Very much a situation where your parents could just discard you if they wanted to, basically, but you'd still be fine. This is also a 7.
Beautiful. All right. So with that, we have all our individual scores. We are now going to add all three of our scores together to get our overall scores and our individual ones. So we are going to pause for math. Oh, God.
Math.
All right, we're back, and now we have our overall score. Joe, do you want to start with your individual score?
My individual overall score is 6 out of 10.
Which, nope, that's pretty average. I got a 5.5 out of 10. CJ, what did you get?
4.3.
I was muted. I got a 4.3.
Beautiful. Okay. So with all those three scores added up, we got a total average of a 5.3 for the Blue Dragon, which again is it's above average. That's above average. So I don't think that's terrible by any score, but I think it's where it has to be.
Yeah.
Well, that's one dragon down and a whole bunch of recordings still left to go. And so we're done with the blasphemous blue dragons of the desert. But now it's time to go on to CJ. Are you ready to introduce your dragon?
Ready, Freddy.
To your shade of red dragon?
Hey, I looked it up.
You
It's
looked
half
it
and
up?
It's
half.
gold.
It's
gold.
It's gold.
It's gold. It's half and half.
That's
It's half and half.
That's not okay.
Gold is a reddish yellow.
Oh my
True.
God, that is.
Bitch, I looked it up.
You looked it up?
You think I come unprepared, bitch? No,
I
not
do
for
think
Black
so.
History Month.
All right. Well, CJ, what monster are you talking about?
We are talking about gold dragons. The most powerful and majestic of the metallic dragons. Gold dragons are dedicated foes of evil. A gold dragon has a shrewd face, anointed with flexible spines that resemble whiskers. Its horns sweep back from its nose and brow, echoing twin frills that adorn its long neck. A gold dragon's sail-like wings start at its shoulders and trace down to the tip of its tail, letting it fly with a distinctive rippling motion as it swims through the air. A gold dragon wormling has scales of dark yellow with metallic flecks. Those flecks grow larger as the dragon matures. As a gold dragon ages, its pupils fade until its eyes resemble pools of molten gold.
So CJ, why pick gold dragons?
I want to swim into their molten, pooly, sexy golden eyes. I
Wow.
want to look into the soul of this hot and sexy, Superman-esque, golden-ass, paladin-esque, hot dragon, and I want to make them worse.
Interesting.
Okay.
Everyone likes to say that they can make them better. They say, this person is so wonderful and great, and I can change them. I will make them worse. It's a challenge. Why would I not go into a relationship without having a challenge? Only fools. That's a fool's errand. I want to make them worse. Thoughts? I'll now take questions.
Get help. On God, get help. Like, who looked at a potential partner and is like, I'm gonna actually no, people do say that all the time. I'm gonna break them.
It's the conquest.
You're toxic,
You
bestie.
conquesting them?
Here's the thing. Yes, because they're hot and they're cool and they're sexy and they're powerful. And I want to assert, I want to have
You want
a
to top
nice
a gold dragon?
rival-esque, hot,
Okay.
alpha X,
Okay.
beta type, like, I'm gonna fuck you. No, I'm gonna fuck you. That's energy, baby.
Okay.
This is energy. Like, why would I look at the top of the mountain and not try to climb it?
Okay, I get it. I get
All
it.
right.
I get it. I get it. You're toxic, bestie. I
Okay,
don't know how to
and-
tell you that.
I could have easily picked
just
red and
did.
said, yeah, I could have easily picked a red dragon and said, oh, I give myself onto you. No. Go for the peak.
I do see this as honestly a very tasty scenario of like, this is like fucking, I don't know, student government fucking president kind of person.
Mhm. Yes.
And you are in not necessarily the contrasted organization, but you're just like a political parallel. But at the same time, you do have things that are in common, but the both of you still have this thing where it's just like, you're uncivilized, you're a narc, you're a bitch, and then it's just like, are we about to kiss
Yes.
right now?
Are we about to kiss right now?
Are we
Yeah.
about to kiss
So,
right
so
now?
you like that, like student government delinquent X like dynamic?
That's a good one. There's a lot of different
Pretty
dynamics that
good.
can go with this. Here's the thing. We talked about blue dragons and how, like, I would probably just give myself onto a beautiful, sexy blue dragon mommy. Gold dragons, on the other hand, they're the best. They're at the top. They have experienced nothing but success and greatness, and they're so powerful.
I want to beat one up. I want to beat one up.
Beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And make them mine.
Yeah.
Because
call you mommy.
Call you mommy. Call me mommy. So there's gender bending. I want a gender break.
Yes. Yeah. Enforceable feminization.
I'm gonna forcibly feminize them.
What the fuck is this episode? Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I. Okay.
What's wrong?
Let's break this down.
Wrong?
Let's break this down.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I get where you're coming from. I get it. You're toxic. We understand that. And the idea that this that the gold dragon as a base form is like the top of our society, is like the person everyone is like, wow, look at her or look at them. They're fucking like, not even like celebrity wise. It's more of, you are the best politician. You are the best. Like, I would say even like if it was in a school scenario, you are the like the student body president who also has like the like who has like the rich parents who's also the principal, and they have like all that going, like they're from a dynasty kind of vibes, and they finally see like a commoner. They see somebody who challenges them, who like everyone's like trying to people please them, and you're just like, yo, suck my fucking dick. And they're like, whoa, no one's ever told me that before. No one's ever. I've always fought for what's right, but maybe I should suck their dick.
Exactly.
And that's the kind of dynamic of like you're the first person to treat me like a person kind of vibe, which is a good vibe. It humanizes the rich, and you are a capitalist, so easy. So
easy.
Again, but the problem here is they're fighters for justice, so I don't think they would ever bend their will to you. They won't ever compromise. This is not a relationship. This is a hate fuck once, and they regret it for the rest of their lives.
I disagree.
I also disagree. This could be a very good sense of like, you are radicalizing a gold dragon with your pussy.
Yes.
You. Cass is just like very like nodding, like very solemnly. Cass fucking understands.
Cass gets it.
Cass fucking gets it. This is honestly, I do not like, if in like a cast of characters where there is one person that is like the stuck up sort of president sort of type of character, I'm not immediately drawn to them. But if there is a good delinquent sort of parallel being drawn, I'm so drawn into their potential, not downfall, not corruption, but them just understanding more about themselves and giving up less control of where they actually are.
Like embracing the chaos kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think is fair. I think that's a good dynamic to have. I just don't think it's Gold Dragons. It will be an uphill battle that won't. They are the embodiment and the closest to, since I think Chromatic Dragons serve Bahamut. They are the closest to. They don't?
No.
All right, we just
Chromatic is Tiamat.
Oh, then
Metallic is Bahamut.
Started that sentence over. If I'm remembering correctly, the Metallic Dragons serve Bahamut, and the Gold Dragons are the closest to that. So I think they're more very like stay on the line of purity, and like they would feel that any kind of person who challenged that would be considered evil kind of vibe. So I don't know. I don't think it's very possible, which is why I think I'm going to bring up jumping into the Popo scale, so we could talk a little bit more. So when it comes to possibility, CJ, is it state where
they live?
Gold Dragons reside.
Yeah, so gold dragons actually like to be in more secluded, out of the way places. So basically, I get to fuck a rich kid that lives in a beautiful like resort. I'm banging.
You're pegging a rich person on a mountain.
Motherfucker on a mountain behind a waterfall on idyllic lakes. Like, no downsides.
There are several downsides. I don't know why you think there's none.
Disagree.
That's okay, man.
It's better than the desert. I will say that.
It's better than the desert. It's 100% better than desert. I will say, when it comes to possibility, I am feeling a 6. I think a 6 is fair because I think the going to secluded places is tough, and even with the dragon I'm bringing to the table, I will bring into it that secluded places are very difficult to get to. But even like that just knocks off like 1 or 2 points, because if we bring them into a modern setting, that's an easy workaround. It's their code. Is their belief that they are fighting evil and they don't want to be corrupted. I think even their own sense of corrupted. I put in air quotes for those of, since we don't have visual.
Very fair.
Their sense of being corrupted, that you giving off this energy, it's really going to just be like a hate fuck scenario, I really feel. So that in my mind of a gold dragon, it's either going to be a hate fuck scenario, or you have to pledge yourself to be like that line of goodness, kind of. If you're going to, instead of going for like the hate fuck or like the enemies or the being toxic like CJ, you're going to be like follow through with them. You have to really follow a code, and that's also very tough to do. So I think a 6 is fair, because it's still possible. It's very much possible they still interact with humanity, but it's still iffy with the code. 6.
Very, very fair. I understand your hesitation, and I see where you're coming from, but allow me to paint you this picture. Open your mind, smash the puzzle pieces of what you can imagine already is like a code. Shatter your beliefs. And I know that people who have a strong code love to be challenged. So I think it's very possible you come in with a strong personality. This is way more possible than mommy dom capitalist blue dragon.
That is true. That is true.
All you have to do is assert your will, your very correct, mortal, humane will on this arrogant son of a bitch. And you say, look, motherfucker, I'm going to peg you. And that's not enough. It's going to take time. I'm not saying like wear people down, because that's fucking weird and toxic. But what I am saying is once you get into a good position of relationship, of power, and understanding each other, and the fact that they can transform into anything that you want, wink, wink, it's very possible. So I'm going to give my 10 because I don't see myself voting high for anything else.
Okay, that's wild. All right, I'll give it to you. All right, that's our first 10 for the show.
First 10.
Joe, what are you feeling?
I am feeling 8 in a very similar sense, because I am super on board with this dynamic that CJ has painted. Honestly, CJ, huge brain, you are genius. You're the expert here. I think it's fairly possible in just the way that golden dragons, not necessarily that they're more accessible or like more abundant, but they are the ones that will show themselves to humans. I think silver dragons also have that. Silver dragons also have that quality of like, they love to meet people, they love to be a part of society. What's wrong? But yeah, I think an 8 is. I am hearing the 10, but I think an 8 is probably where I think is the most realistic.
Gotcha. Okay, so I think that's pretty fair. All right, so then I guess we move on to attractiveness. How attractive this monster is. I'm deadass giving this a 9. Even in the like their physical appearance that CJ described of like slick, golden. One of my favorite color is orange, but my second favorite color is gold. So I'm immediately attracted to the color of this monster, 100%, like leaning towards it. But then even how I imagine them polymorphed is like this, just like straight back, like straight lace, straight backed, like always in a suit, kind of like rich person with warm feeling, like stern but warm kind of expressions on their face. And that's something I like gravitate towards. I think that's hot. That's my picture in my brain of it. And I think that's hot. So I'm gonna give it a 9.
I'm going to start with the number. I also want to give it a 9 because I have faith in the beauty of my pick. They are so hot. They're spiky. They're slick. They're slender. They can transform. I see no downsides. And if I could, it's not saying I would ever go back, but I will keep shooting for the moon with this wonderful golden-eyed visage of beauty.
I'm so sorry. I'm giving her a 7.
Get out.
No, you're
Sorry.
valid.
It's just like, I think I like the evil looking motherfuckers. I think the gold dragon looks very regal with like sort of the tendril mustache thing going on. Just not necessarily my thing. Would beat them up in a sexy way though. Absolutely.
Fair. Audacity 2. Genuinely, I think this is very audacious to do. Again,
really? More audacious than blue dragon?
A little bit. Actually, okay. You're right. It is less audacious than a blue dragon. I will give it a 4, 1 point above. The reason being, A, it's their moral code. It's not that they don't interact with humans. They do interact with humans. They do have that. Even their moral code of being protections of good and evil and trying to keep that very consistent. In any way, either if you agree with their code and try to work with them, or B, try to hate fuck them in a toxic way, you toxic bitch. Either way, that's going to be tough to get that through. So I think 100% is a 4. Also, CJ, yes.
Forgot I was next. No, yeah, I forgot I was next. I think I'm willing to lower my very high standards and give a 6. Because I will agree to a degree that, if they, like, standards and, I forgot the word you used, I'm gonna be real, like, codes. Standards and codes, like, are hard things to challenge. And though I am a strong-willed bitch, it will be a lot of effort, and it'll be a little audacious. But as long as I can convince this dragon that cops are bastards, we're good. That's all I need. I mean, like, we can work on racism after that, but, like, as long as I say, A, Big Daddy, A-cab, and then Big Daddy says A-cab back, and then we make out.
And you clobber their pee-pee.
And we
then you clobber pee-pee.
Like I use a D12 of a club, baby, and just cram that baby in.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go Mets. Let's go Capitals, baby.
Wow. I'm going to give her a 5. It seems, I think in a very similar way, it is like, could happen, could not happen. That's pretty much it.
Beautiful. All right. Parental approval. This is one of those scenarios.
Pretty high.
Yeah. If you get into the relationship part where they're seeing your parents, or even like as a friend, this is, I would give this like another 8. I'd give this an 8. Because then like this is somebody who your parents would look up to. Like they're rigid, they're rich, they have a code. They're somebody who like is a member of the community. That's an 8 straight up.
Nice.
Yeah,
I already forgot. I'm gonna be real. Yo, I straight up forgot. What are we on?
Parental approval.
Parental acceptance.
Yeah, no, high parental acceptance, decent. I think a good code tends to make parents think better of people. Class president, I don't know, 7, I guess? I already forgot. 7 feels fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I was going to also give her an 8.
All right. Why? Do you have a reason?
No.
All right, that's
No.
fair.
I knew it.
We don't need
That's a no.
Sometimes we don't need reasons. All right, time to jump in.
I think simple. That's it.
Yeah, powerful.
All right, now it's time to jump into our overall scores. So it's time to pause for math.
Math.
All right, after doing all the math, Joe, what did you get?
I got a 7.
You got a 7. That's great. CJ, what did you?
I got a very regal 8.
And I got a 6.8. So we got a 6, 7, 8. Oh, interesting. Little sliding scale.
You're a hater.
I mean, yeah. It's Hater 2022. And for the overall total average of our 3 scores, the Gold Dragon ranks at a 7.3, which is very high by MFA standards, to be honest. So, CJ, you brought a solid dragon in.
I know.
All right, then. So I think that's enough of the generous Gold Dragon. I think it's time to move on to my pick. And my pick, I am going to make the bold claim right here, right now, in episode, that I have picked the best monster in MFA history. I think I picked a solid knockout. I think that it will be an amazing monster, and I think it'll rank maybe in our top 3, if not number 1. And the monster I have chosen... Ken, stop shaking your fucking head. I see you in the corner of my fucking eyes. I see it. Stop shaking your fucking head. I see it. I don't need your fucking opinion. I'm gonna. You let me talk. You let me talk.
Damn. Whip her ass.
I've picked the Gem Dragon, but AKA the Crystal Dragons. Crystal dragons are the smallest of the gem dragons and have translucent crystalline scales that can be shining luminescent in the moonlight or brilliantly dazzling in the sun. Crystal dragons are known to be the friendliest of their kind, taking pleasure in conversing with other creatures. They are non-aggressive and rarely start a fight without good reason. Crystal dragons are endlessly curious about the world, which they try to satisfy with those lucky enough to cross their path. So with crystal dragons, I think they're super very interesting because gem dragons are not new to like TTRPGs, but new to D&D ish. Like gem dragons are just being reintroduced, and they are, by the basis, they are known for being the friendliest dragon. They are the ones that are the most welcoming. Like they're the ones that want to help you. They're the ones who want to like take you in. Like they see you struggling and they're like, yes, let me help you. They are endlessly curious about the world, like I said in the description, which means they always want to talk. They always want to have conversation. But one of the things I love the most, it's in their personality in the description that's on like Forgotten Realms. And it's that their favorite pastime is to emerge in light, lie on the ground, and watch the stars. That's what they love to do. They just desire to just go out there, watch the stars, because they're curious about what's out there. They love that. Also, a little bit about their appearance is sometimes they can just be like kind of look like a white dragon with like adorned with crystals all about them, or they can be made entirely of crystal, which both hot. My fellow dragon council, what are you guys thinking?
Well, I've said this before.
I don't want your opinion anymore. CJ, what do you?
Well, if I had to guess,
I don't want your opinion anymore. Joe, can you start?
So I'm a white dragon apologist. We've spoken about this before. White dragons being literally the most feral, the weakest, the most feral, and the most violent. But they're great.
You're struggling to say that.
No, like there's the only thing that white dragons are good for is that they're hunters and they don't really talk. They're actually just feral, which I do love. But literally CJ put in the chat, this is already too positive of a partner for Joe, which is very funny. I promise when it comes to dating people, never mind.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Cool.
Not sure where you were trying to go with that one.
Check yourself.
They're just kind of boring.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. You take everything positive and let's call it boring. These are dragons made of crystal who want to know more about the world, want to explore the world with you, want to care for you, and you're like, wow, love and care? Let me go run into the fucking desert and get shocked by lightning. That's what I want more.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, compared to sort of the drama and majesty of the blue and gold dragon so far, very completely different. Crystal dragons are like, they're curious, excited, enthusiastic to learn things, and they roll around in flowers and are made of crystal, which is cool. Well, very into that. They're a Steven Universe character.
Yes, actually, I was going to say that. I meant to say that earlier. You're basically trying to you have invited a Steven Universe character on a date. And to a degree, that's very cute. That's very nice. But like, let's really think about the downsides. I don't want to have to teach my partner about life.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
Here's what I'll say. You're not really teaching them. Like they know about like maybe not the general world, but they know how to live. It's not like someone who's never seen like what water is being like, what is this liquid thing here? It's like, no, it's like, okay, like I want to teach you about my study. Like I am like I have this degree in this or I have this information. It's like, okay, tell me more about that. I want to learn more about this.
I do agree. They're probably not someone that is like your wholesome partner. Like if anyone has ever dated someone that was like considerably more wholesome than they were, or they were more concerned about things being vulgar or whatever, that's kind of the vibe I get, but I understand that that's probably not the case. I think that would be my first impression of a crystal dragon though.
So I'm going to talk a little bit more about, like, I have a scenario in my mind that when I first found crystal dragons, that's like where my brain was at. But the idea that I have, but we'll do it into the pot. Like I'm going to jump into possibility and the Papa scale a little bit early because it also goes into where they're at. So crystal dragons are with white dragons. They're in like very frigid places. They hang out in like the mountaintops, shit like that. So you have to like rail travel to get to them. Like it's very much like it's like going into the desert for a blue dragon is gonna be tough. Going to the top of a fucking Mount Everest or like a cold place is gonna be tough. It's neither way. It's gonna be an arduous journey. But how I imagine it is you are climbing up this mountain. Like for some reason you have to go up this mountain and you're struggling. Like you have a destination in mind and you're like slogging through, but the cold is getting to you. The cold is on your back. It's seeping into your system, and it's like I'm not prepared for this. and you're starting to sink into the snow because like, oh God, like this is it. Like I just like want to rest. But then as your eyes close, like you feel a warm embrace around you. And then you wake up, you're in like this cabin. It's heated. You're like, there's a fireplace right in front of you. You're just waking up and you feel something soft on the back of your neck as you're like waking up, and you look up and you're getting a fucking lap pillow by this big titty snow MILF who is taking
Why isn't it titty?
No,
Why is it snow?
I'm saying a snow MILF because she's in the snow. She's got a cabin in the snow, but she's like,
Okay,
you're getting a lap pillow, like you're on her like lap, thick thighs, you already know. And you get your head down, and she's like, "Hey, I saw you in the snow, and I wanted to help you. How are you doing?" Like, you end up being in this like, I wanted to like make sure you're okay, and like she nurses you back to health. Like it's this big mommy MILF vibes.
When
It's
did I start
Do we get?
Sounds.
Is it like a
possible.
lactation thing going on?
Why is this?
Is
Why
that
are
the
you
snow?
like this?
Is lactation the snow? Now I'm curious.
But the answer is yes. And you.
Oh, let's go.
You like end up staying there. You end up like she asks you questions about what you're doing, blah blah blah, what's your job or things like that. And you have these long conversations. But then you realize eventually you don't want to go. Like this is like, wow, this is an amazing experience. Like I love just being in this cabin with you, and you're so kind and warm and welcoming. Hey, do you mind if I stay here? And she's like, yes. And you end up having this beautiful and lovely relationship in this cabin in the snow, which is your own oasis in the snow.
I'm down.
This is
I'll say it.
This is your soft dom.
This is your soft mommy dom. And I've been searching for it for 9 episodes, and I found it.
And you
This
found it.
is the best monster that like MFA has, that we've talked about. They are kind. They are loving. They are embracing you. And if you aren't, just because you both are toxic, doesn't mean you can't be welcomed in.
You know what? Sold. Me hitting my hand on a fucking gavel. Let's fucking go. I don't know what the first.
You're hitting the gavel.
I'll hit the gavel with my hand. I don't understand your scales that much, but whatever the first number is, I'm giving it an 8.
That's beautiful. That's possibility. Oh, I say I'll knock off 2 points because it's in a high, like you have to go to a mountaintop or somewhere cold to get to it. I'm still giving this a 9. Because even if once you make that journey, they are comforting, they are warm, they are kind, they want to talk to you. They will go out of their way to talk to you and help you. 9.
I wish I had this in real life.
Exactly. This is something I want in real life. This is my ideal soft mommy dom
Yeah,
girlfriend.
I get this.
And this is it.
Let's do 8. Let's do 8. I like it.
Let's go.
I'll take it. Now on to attractiveness, 10 out of 10. Easy. In their crystal form, if they're all crystal, ooh, baby, that's hot. They're half crystal form. I love the crystal adorning it. It's like a crown of crystal on this dragon's head. Absolutely incredible. And then in their human form, as described, thick mommy girlfriend, 100% hot. 10 out of 10. If you say anything less than an 8, I'm going to have a meltdown.
9.
That's what I thought.
I was gonna say 7, but I'm cool with saying 8.
That's what I fucking thought. I'll scrap this episode.
Oh, after this, yeah, okay.
Audacity, 8.
Not that audacious.
It's not that audacious. Only
Not that audacious.
getting to the location is the hardest part. That's an 8.
Yeah, 7.
That's fair. I'll give it to you.
7.
So, and now parental approval, 10 out of 10. I can't give it another 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Your parents are like, there might be some issue because like, why are you guys living like in the middle of like the Alaskan wilderness? And I'm somebody who hates the cold. I hate the cold. I will brave
That's
the
very
cold
true.
every single day in my butt ass fucking underwear if I can even get a possibility to live with
You
her.
could just wear clothes. You could
No,
just wear clothes.
no.
You don't have to be
I will
naked.
be naked in the snow if I can be with her.
You know what? Very fair. Your passion inspires me. And as I've already stated earlier, my dad's dead and my mom wants me to be happy. So this is about like an 8 or 9. I guess 8. Maybe a 9. I don't know
You
whatever's
said
better.
2 numbers back to back and haven't decided.
9. 9.
9.
9.
Fuck.
Joe?
I think this is still an 8 for me, but it's still good.
That's fair. That's fun
That's
to me.
still high.
That's still high.
It's still pretty high.
I already think in my brain what the numbers are going to be after we do all the math, but we are going to pause for our overall score. So we're going to pause for math. Math?
Math?
Math or math? Are we doing math? Because I
Math.
can get the stuff out.
I'm sorry, what?
Pause for math, everybody. All right, so we have our overall scores, and I want to say right now to everyone listening, I'm fucking vindicated. I'm on fucking cloud 9 right now. Usually I end these episodes on a low. I'm fucking raring to go. I can fight God right now. So, Joe, what is your score? Say it.
It's an 8.
CJ, what is your score right now?
Mine is also an 8, hilariously enough.
And mine is a 9, which makes Crystal Dragons an overall score of an 8.3, which means in MFA 9 episode history, it is the highest ranked monster that we have. It goes above Selkies. So Kez, you brought a monster, it's dethroned. Suck my fucking dick. I said from the top of the episode, I said that the top of they got an 8.0. There was a straight 8. But this is an 8.3. I said from the top of the episode that I've picked the best monster in MFA history. Ain't no one ever topping me. Ain't no one ever coming close to my choice. Remember who this is. Remember who I am. It's Cleric, the colorful creature consultant.
Dragon would top you.
I think everyone is topping you.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
no.
I'm a bottom, but no one can top me in this moment when I'm on the high right now. Let's get in this.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets.
All right, so now let's wrap up the episode.
Yeah.
So let's go ranking up the overall choices that we have. In third place for this episode, we have the Blasphemous Blue Dragons that were Joe's pick. So that really, I think, just really shows that while hot dom mistresses are cool, and the CEO's ones, it's just not very possible to please them and to have the talent that they want. I think is what we all kind of agreed to. In second place, number 2 is Gold Dragons. Gold Dragons, they are hot, they are cool, they got a sense of code, and if you can able to get through or be able to match that code's energy, honestly, you're set for life. And in first place, number 1 of this episode, number 1 of MFA, number 1 in my heart, number 1 of all dragons.
And Deez Nutz.
In Deez Nutz. I don't care. You can't bring that. They're number 1 of Deez Nutz is the Crystal Dragon, the caring, the kind, the considerate Crystal Dragon, and ain't no one ever gonna take it. We have a couple other guests. We have 3 other guests. There's no way they're even coming close to that score. Any monster they bring to the table ain't coming close to that score. I'm riding a high right now. Ain't no one can stop me. And you're right. You all got to be toxic this episode. This is my time to be toxic. Hey yo, ain't nobody touching that. I picked it. We're done. I don't want anyone shit talking on the internet. Oh, you did it. It's over. Leave your reviews of how I'm number 1. CJ or Joe, actually, final thoughts.
Capitalism Dom, President Bottom, or Soft Mommy Milker Dom. Your choice.
Your choice. Let us know who you think is the best monster on Twitter and on TikTok. CJ, how does it feel to be our second guest on MFA? How do you like your guest experience? So,
I think it's been good, and I think as I attempt to tank your views again, it's all I'm feeling is the pleasantness of being the first black guest on MFA. I don't think that's true.
Beautiful. No,
Is
that
it
is.
true?
It
I don't
is.
know.
It is.
Yeah, let's go. It's not about being the best. Maybe it's about being the first. Let's go, Mets.
Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. Which is on my energy. Any projects that you want to shout out?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm CJ, aka Scholastic Dragon. I am a game designer and a podcaster by nature and trade. You can find my games on itch.io/Scholastic Dragon. I make a lot of different games. Just if you like indie tabletops, go check them out. And I run a podcast here at the Nameless Domain called Blurred of Mouth, or Black Nerds Talk Black Nerd Shit. No, you don't have to be black to watch the show, but if you appreciate black people, go watch the show. And if you don't appreciate black people, fuck you.
That's true. Fuck you. All right. With that, my final thought is Cleric number 1. Cleric always win. Cleric the best. Ain't no one taking off me high. Support us on Ko-fi. And hold on. I'm going to ride this high for the rest of the day. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, guys, harmonize.
It's like
Wait, harmonize. Bye.
And the episode.